Always awkward.
Yeah. All right. It's the hardest thing to get going. All right. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us here. We're gonna keep this one short. It's gonna be another. We're gonna try to shoot for around 17 minutes or less, because I know that your time was valuable. Basically, kind of getting into everything. What?
I said, how's it going, everyone? This is going to be a little bit of an odd one. I'm at an apartment in Minneapolis, and I don't know how the service is going to be, so I might drop in or out, and the audio might suck, and everything might be bad. But I'm doing it for you guys. This is all for the love of the game. We're all here for the same reason. Some Big Brother
Exactly.
action.
Love the game and how you can't beat it for the cost. So,
Absolutely.
all
Free
right.
charge.
Yep, free charge. Okay. Basically, starting out with Nicole is on the block next to Victoria. Victoria was the replacement nom. I was hoping that would go a little differently, and I thought it would based on some of Caleb's conversations and things he alluded to. I thought we might get Frankie backdoored, but that didn't happen. We got Victoria and Nicole on the block. No reason to send Victoria home. It's going to be Nicole. She's a strong game player. She's a threat. If she
Yep.
stayed in the house, especially at the point where they know that the detonators are going to have to crumble, she can be a very valuable number. So there's no reason on earth to send Victoria home this week. I'd say that's pretty much set in stone, even though I'm scared to death to say that in Big Brother. But
Yeah.
going with that, I want to talk about a couple here. I've got some notes here to kind of some things to cover, and I want to talk about Christine's goodbye messages. Uh, Her goodbye messages have been snarky. They've been catty. And if she talks down to Nicole again, her last message wasn't very kind.
Mm-mm.
Best I remember, I don't remember all the messages.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Like
Her
her
jury.
last message. Her last message just seemed like it wasn't positive, but it wasn't bad. But it was just like when you're in that position and you are going to be giving a goodbye message to someone that's going to cast the vote on if you're going to get a crap load of money, it's like you just get out your shoe shine, you're going to polish their dick right up because, it's like you have to be just sucking dick. I don't know. Sorry for the euphemism, but that's literally what you have to be doing. Like, you're going to be winning money from this person, so you might as well give them every credit for everything ever,
Well,
and it's like hers was just
it's
kind of, what was that?
Well, I was going to say that hers is a stark contrast to Derek's, who, like with Donnie,
Yeah.
was like, oh, I can't wait to hang out with you after this. It was an honor doing the Team America challenges with you. It's completely different. I mean, Christine seems to be completely unaware that this is a jury process. I'm not sure what she's thinking.
Well, especially since she's like a super fan, or the girl knows the game. She's seen it before. It's like, I don't know. When I went in there, it was like no matter who was gonna go out, even if we brought David to jury, I'd be like, "Oh, you're so smart and like, sorry, David, but even still, I would just be, just getting it ready, just like, you're like prepping the LZ, you're prepping the landing zone, and if your landing zone is hot, like, you're gonna get shot up. I'm sorry, like, it just seems just like silly of her. I just don't get what she's doing, and like a lot of people like point to the edit of like, oh well, this person's getting a bad edit. Me myself have said that, but usually when you're doing a goodbye message, it's usually like, I don't know, what, 15 seconds of like, all right, just give it all, like they don't edit out, like they're not editing out like these parts, like this is literally like her kind of like intentions with her message,
Yes.
It's like, it's silly. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
Yes, even if you see the editing transitions, they're still keeping the tone of the message. They're just shortening it because either the person carried on too long, or but they're keeping the tone.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, and that doesn't take a Big Brother super fan to realize you catch more flies with honey, kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I mean, like that's just kind of like living 101 type deal.
Yeah.
I want to kind of break away from that and talk about Caleb. Caleb is what I'd like to focus on mainly for this little episode here. And okay, he's got HOH right now. He's going into a double eviction. He's not going to be able to play, and that's good because he's going to have a week of safety. He's got a brief period, which I firmly believe that he can survive the double eviction. We will kind of get into some stuff of that later. But I know, McCrae, that I think I saw you and Helen.
Yeah, especially like since it was like something going to be.
Excuse me?
Yep. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
me?
whatever. Yeah. It's fine.
Well, I would say that I think I saw on Twitter that you and Helen are Caleb fans. I'm a Caleb fan myself. But talk to me. Where do you see his game? I want you to talk to me about his game.
You know, Caleb is like perfect because me and Helen, yeah, absolutely. I had lunch with Helen the other day, and you know, me and her were just like, we love Caleb. Like, all right, so Caleb's not the most intelligent, and he's also very full of himself. Like he doesn't understand fully what's going on. But like Caleb is endearing because it's like this is a real person that it's just like fun to watch. Like as much as he sucks and he talks about how great he is, it's like it's fun to enjoy that. But I mean, like where Caleb stands, you know, it's like say this double eviction happens, like Caleb is a monster when it comes to just like pushing himself. Like the dude is gonna go the distance. Like and especially like some of these games, like especially on the double eviction, it's more of like a willpower game. Like the reason I won the double eviction was just like something's wrong, I gotta win this to save myself, you know. And sure, that's not going to be there for Caleb, but at the same time, Caleb likes winning things, and he likes to do that. He likes to do good.
Yes.
So it's like he's just going to like push himself to the very max. You know, where does Caleb fit in the house? It's kind of an interesting question because the dude is so truthful. Like he has this like honesty factor, you know, where it's like
Yes.
he's going to tell it like it is. If he doesn't like it, he's going to tell you. And you know, the thing about honesty is that like in the house, it's good because you like to know that someone's going to be honest with you. But at the same time, I like liars better in the house because you know that a liar is always going to lie to you. You know, but the truth teller, they'll tell the truth for so long as it helps them, and then they have the option to switch. So it's
Sure.
like the truth option is kind of a difficult one to keep with you, but when you're there, it's like, well, this dude's always going to tell the truth. And I don't think Caleb's going to get the balls or the cojones, whatever you like, to make a flip when he needs to. He's going to go with honesty game the whole entire time, and he's never going to change it. So you always know where his head is at, which is a really nice thing to have in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, no, Caleb, he is honest, and I think that has played into his detriment. You know, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at this marker board I've got over here, and I'm looking at the way it's going to go. Is you pretty much know that you've got Derek and Cody together, and then Victoria. The big question is, when the detonators split up, who's going to get Caleb?
Frankie. I would say Frankie.
Well, you know, yeah, Frankie, and I want to talk about Frankie's star power. Frankie and Caleb had a conversation. For some reason, Caleb's under the impression that he and Ariana are going to have a
they're gonna have lunch dates and
all this
best
stuff.
friends.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Ariana's
shark
gonna
topper.
everything. He's gonna be on Nickelodeon.
I think
he's gonna have his own show. Oh yeah.
I think they're going to cover islands in the islands in the stream.
Islands in the stream. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that would be so sweet.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton. Yeah. Oh my God,
Yeah.
I love Islands in the stream.
Yeah, all right. But no, okay, like talking about Caleb's honesty, he tells he basically tells Frankie, they have a conversation, he tells Frankie that he doesn't trust him. He also says in that conversation he doesn't trust Cody and Derek.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's just kind of like covering his ass talk, but to say if you don't trust either of those three people, I'm not sure who he's planning on working forward with in this game.
But like that's his honesty factor. That's like his
Sure.
honesty factor, you know. And
But,
it's like
McCrae,
through, which is like at this point is like crucial to be like, okay, well I trust you, but at the same time, like I'd give him the benefit of the doubt if I was in the house. Like the dude's telling me straight up that he doesn't trust me, so I got to build that trust. You know, it's like Frankie and Caleb need to work together because Frankie's closest ally essentially is Caleb, and they've been working together pretty much from the beginning when they both won HOH.
No, I agree.
The bond between them seems very solid actually, and even though Caleb might be turning against Frankie, Caleb would be best, I think, to like work with Frankie. I think that's in Caleb's best interest, and I think that that's why Caleb didn't backdoor Frankie. It just didn't make sense, and I see so much flack on the internet about Caleb not getting out Frankie, but it's like it doesn't make sense for his game. It really doesn't.
Well, you know, I can see. Yeah, I can play devil's advocate and say I can absolutely see where making the big move. Caleb, he admitted that he didn't backdoor Frankie. He wanted to in a lot of ways, but he didn't because he didn't want America to hate him. Okay.
Really,
And that drives me crazy. And he even told Frankie that he thought about backdooring. That he wanted.
Really bold strategy. if it
bold
works
strategy.
off.
But okay, but the thing is that Frankie. I mean, Frankie doesn't have a choice. He's got to say, well, hey, if you don't trust me, I could just kind of nestle in with you, kind of try to get close and draw you in. I mean, he's got to have Caleb at this point. He really has got.
He needs Caleb. That's the only
way
that I see
absolutely
further in the game.
No, I think that Frankie desperately needs Caleb. But I don't necessarily think that Caleb needs Frankie. I think that Caleb is going to the double eviction. I think he's going to be safe. I don't see him getting voted out at all, even though he can't play for HOH. I don't know what would happen after that. I mean, that's going to be the big thing. Caleb has thrown a competition.
But if you're Derek, wouldn't you be like? And that's like really what's nice about Caleb.
I did not
has like. Oh, I'm just saying, like, Caleb is perfectly set up because he's a monster. He's a beast. I would not want to compete against him. I'd want him out. But the thing is that, like, there's so many other threats in the house, actually. Like, this is, like, the whole game, the whole BB16 has been, like, bring all the threats to the very end, which is working out for people that are threats because you have all these other threats to go before you. Caleb would be a person that I'd want out right away. But you have Frankie in the house. You have Christine in the house. And these people are, like, dangerous game players. It's, like, not about competition. Caleb is just like, well, like, if it comes down to a competition, that's what's going to happen. Like, these other people can worm and work their words, you know? It's like they're bigger threats to, like, Derek. Because, like, really, we all have to look at the whole house from Derek's perspective in a way because Derek is running the game. So it's like, what does Derek want, you know? And we have to kind of think about how Derek is going to run stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, interject there with your comments on YouTube too. What does Derek need to do? What if you're Derek going into this double eviction? What's going to happen? What's your best case scenario? Obviously, there's nobody's going to put him up, but is that the case? Who's going to take that first blow? So put that in your comments. I want to know what you think. Also put in the comments. Put in the comments where you think Caleb's place is going to be. What Caleb needs to do. I really do think, honestly, that the dark horse Christine could be I don't know if she's going to be the person they're going to wait too long to get rid of, and then she could really blow up Derek's game. She could mess up a lot of stuff because you're looking at putting her and Victoria as the last two females in the house, you know, and Christine knows enough of the truth to totally turn Victoria. And if you had Victoria and Caleb, if you pulled Victoria, for sure Victoria away from Derek and Cody, those numbers start looking scary. Now, another thing that's important to keep in mind is that Nicole and Victoria have had a couple conversations this week and gotten close. Derek wanted to know basically what Nicole said and who that she would put up if she won HOH in a double eviction. Basically, she said that she would put up. Victoria told Derek that Nicole would put up Cody. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not good for Derek's game exactly. But when Nicole, exactly. He's got to get rid of Cody sometime. But okay, before he pounces on anything, he goes to Nicole, and she says she would put up Christine with Victoria as the pawn, which is still not bad information to tell him because I mean they could still have Cody going up and things can happen and he can go home. But like the thing is that we need to keep in mind here is Nicole's game plan is scratch. So the thing to keep in mind is Victoria was reluctant to give this information to Derek because she said, I don't trust you because I know you worked with Cody and he said, who do you think I work with? And she said, I think you're working with Cody and I think you're working with Christine. So she knows that Christine would be a good person to talk to for information on Derek. Okay? So that's going to be interesting to see. Frankie has the potential, and let me know in your comments what you think about the statement. Frankie has the potential of busting up the hitmen. I mean, Derek and Cody have got a really good chance. If Christine and Victoria can get together and things can work there, a lot of conversations need to happen. But Victoria could be, as much as Derek's struggled along this whole time, she could really be part of his demise.
No, absolutely. And that's the thing is that everyone gives, like, oh, Victoria's not doing anything. It's like, what does she need to do?
She's a vote going into final. Yeah, she's a vote going into like final 5. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she is ultra important.
Exactly. Oh, what is like? Oh, her game, her non-existent game. Like, I don't prescribe to that like notion of like she doesn't have a game. Like, even if she doesn't realize the game she's playing a game, and it's working out very, very well.
Exactly.
Like, it doesn't matter if she realizes that she's playing the game or not. Like, she is falling backwards into a really, really good game, you know. And it's
exactly.
Like,
the same could be said about Caleb, although he's been playing on the ends, but on the outs. Yeah. She's always been on the outs, but safe through Derek's, through the avenue of Derek keeping her safe. Well, not necessarily keeping her safe, but obviously there's no reason to make her a target. He's made it clear that she doesn't ever need to be one. So, exactly. But anyway, please leave in your comments what you think about Caleb and Frankie. They've kind of kissed and made up, it seems like, and that could be a very interesting thing that could happen if the hitmen get turned on. I think it's the last thing that the fans are kind of expecting. Everybody thinks this is going to be a smooth road for Derek, but with
this is going to be the toughest part for Derek.
It's going to be the toughest part. The house is getting too small, and with doing hair and blow drying hair and like the long processes of girls getting ready and just odd stuff like that, and like there's going to be lots of time where they're going to be left alone so they can prep. Okay, and I think there's any number of times that there could be conversation. Now, Christina's snotty, and Christina's been loyal to the detonators, but I do think there's a possibility that knowing, you don't have to have a crystal ball to know that the detonators are about to turn on each other. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays. And I don't wish anything bad on Cody or Derek, but it'd be really fun to watch them sweat if another mini alliance formed and busted them out of there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to see. I want to see Derek sweat for these last, having the house, It's like, if this dude is going to, claim his place in the annals of Big Brother history, it's like, now's the time to put the fire on and let's see this kid work,
Well,
get to business and start doing some real work, because now you don't have the built-in, so many moving parts, you can't just master your way through effort. So it's going to be, I just want them to put the flame on Derek, and let's see if this kid can actually do something,
Absolutely.
If he wins it at the end after that, if he's put some flame on him, then he really does deserve it. But it's like, he really hasn't had to have any heat on him at all, It's going to be tough to award him as the best player ever in the history, but, maybe if he does get some heat.
Yeah. I mean, I would like to see. Yeah, I mean, how he handles heat would say whether or not he was great. Obviously, it would go into that argument, and if he never experiences it, would also go into that argument. I want to say I can't discredit the fact that Derek, Cody, and Caleb all talk about having a final three. I don't know where that will break down as far as when the shit hits the fan. But obviously they talk about it a lot, and there's some drunk talk about it the other day. So that could be something
that's going to have to be a wait
to the hitmen. But the one thing to keep in mind is that Nicole and Caleb had a conversation, and they think that Cody is the guy is kind of got to beat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They like him. He's lovable.
That's interesting. And that's super weird to me. Just they still aren't thinking about Derek.
Exactly.
Insane.
And one thing I'd like to comment on the broadcast episode, it was interesting how Frankie was excited that Derek was going for the money. I mean, they're happy that this guy's not going to throw in the HOH competition. I mean, he's really playing a masterful game. Hey, we need to wrap it up so we can keep this thing short. But McCrae,
but as soon as he won that money, he was like, "This is for Tinley or whatever, and it's like, boom, sympathy, right away, sympathy. That is brilliant. I don't know. That
and he asked for these rules checks and all this other stuff before he took it. It was kind of a drawn out thing that didn't really show.
It makes sense.
But anyway, I don't know. No, dude. Giving it to his, talking about his daughter's college fund, that excuses any additional wealth gained. Go ahead and anything that you need to shout out.
I'm gonna start.
Give it to me real quick, and then I'll
I'm gonna start doing some eBaying some of my sweet memorabilia. This is probably the first thing I eBay. Little love letter from the OTEV competition. I'm gonna start throwing up some stuff on eBay. I'm guessing that you know, a lot of people won't be bidding on it, so you're gonna get it for a great price, and it's gonna go to support the McCrae Fund because I'm a poor bastard who you know, I need some money, and you know, this is a cool piece of Big Brother history that you can own, and I've got a lot more, and you know, it'll be cool. Yeah, you like it. Get some today. You know, you'll get it for a steal. That's all I've got. And Twitch.tv slash.
Absolutely.
And I'm sick. I need hospital bills.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, hey, everybody, please, I want you to comment on YouTube. We will respond to your comments. Give us constructive stuff. Like I said, we're looking for the best analysis out there. And if we didn't cover a base that you've thought of, please shout it out. No good thought, no good strategy is going to go unnoticed, and we'll definitely talk about it. So converse with us there. I want you to follow me at Spencer B. Clausen on Twitter. And I'm trying to do more Instagram stuff. I normally just do questions. I don't really tweet out pictures of my food or anything like that. But I'm Spencer BB15 Clausen there. So go follow me there to look for other things. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please give us feedback. We really appreciate it. And thanks for making the last two videos awesome. They were really good, lots of good feedback, and that's the kind of interactive process that McCrae and I are wanting to have. So anyway, thank you, and we'll be bringing you more content later in the week or possibly first of next week. Thank you, and stay tuned.
Take care, guys.